Hey guys, today I'm going to do a Q&A video. I have had no Disney related videos for a little while. And so I'm going to do a Q&A, and then in the next few weeks we're going to have some just one topic good questions that I've been asked. I asked on my Instagram and a bunch of you gave me some good ideas. So the first question that I get is suggestions for staying off property. I don't have any advice on this because I truly don't think that staying off property is a good value for my family, at least, because we find value in getting your fast passes 60 days instead of 30 days. I truly feel that we've never had an issue getting any of the fast passes we want for Flight of Passage, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Meeting Princesses, all that. And the same effect with dining. If you're staying on site, then you get to make your entire trip's dining reservations at 180 days, where if you're staying off-site, you have to make them each and every day. And for us, the savings just isn't a ton. We have stayed off-site, like we'll drive in and we'll stay at Caribe Royale or Buena Vista Suites, and that's normally about $215, $220 a night for us to stay there. Plus those rooms do have parking fees sometimes, cleaning fees, things like that. And for us, you know, if we want to stay at a value resort, we can get around that same price. So for us, it just always made sense to stay on site. Now Disney does charge for parking, so that is something, you know, to kind of think of. But you're also, and that's only for resorts, you are saving the $20 away a day parking on site at the theme parks, unless you're an annual pass holder, and then that, you know, is free for you. So I don't have a ton of advice. The only thing that I would just do is go on like hotels.com and places like that, because that's where you're going to find the best rate and get, you know, your room booked as soon as possible. And then obviously you'll have to, you know, buy your ticket separately, and just make sure that on your 30 days for your fast passes, you're on there getting those fast passes for your trip, because you want to definitely make sure to take advantage of those. Just make sure you research the area. There are some areas that can just definitely be kind of worn down. Hotels can be really worn down, and you know, just do your research, I guess, is the only advice I can give, because that's kind of the only advice I know. We've gone by word of mouth. That's how we found Buena Vista Suites. We have also stayed at Caribe Royale, but we actually were upgraded to like a 2-bedroom there, and that was a huge room. And I mean, that would definitely be a good value. It was like even bigger than the rooms at Art of Animation. But for us, we like staying in the Magic, so I just don't really have a ton of advice for staying off-site. I will say that Disney now does Good Neighbor hotels in the Disney Springs area. That may be something that's worth it for you. I don't know. The next question is driving to Disney with kids tips. So we have done a 24-hour trip. We've done that once, or did we do it twice? No, we did it once. And we could only manage to do it once, and we did it from New England to Florida. And for us, it was easier just to truck on, not make a stop, and just drive straight through. We made the mistake of stopping the first night, and it was a waste of a hotel, waste of time. For us, it just felt better just to drive and get it over with. We wake up pretty early in the morning and just drove and drove and drove and just didn't stop. We try to make sure that we stop every few hours, every 3 to 4 hours, for everyone to first, as soon as we get out of the car, go to the bathroom. We get something to eat, and then everyone goes to the bathroom again. And that's also the time that we fill up for gas, whether we need it or not. Pack your kids with plenty of things to do. You know, maybe give them a few like coloring books or activity books or something like that. If they have electronics, give them electronics. If you have a DVD player in your car, it will be your friend. Make sure that everyone's headphones are charged and devices are charged, and it goes by pretty quick. We now drive from Georgia, and it's about 7 hours. It's not bad at all. I don't even think it affects the kids. I don't even think that they care, because it's just such a quick drive for us. My kids are really good at driving though, so I think I luck out in that department. I don't allow them to bring any drinks in the car, any snacks in the car, because it's just going to mean that they're going to have to go to the bathroom, and it's just not worth it for us. And you know, when it's bad, it's going to be real bad. You know, when we drove with Ellie, she was a little over 2, and there were moments where she just cried, and you know, there's nothing we could do about it. But you know, you'll learn, you know, what, and you know what works for your kids and what doesn't. So just try to have like busy bags and stuff like that. And every time you get out, you know, make sure you clean out the trash out of your car and make sure that they're running around as much as you can. You know, if you can find like a Chick-fil-A with a play place, that's ideal. And then when you get to Disney, just plan on that first day doing nothing. You're not gonna wanna come into your resort and go to sleep. You're gonna stay awake, but just don't plan on it being a park day. You know, maybe go to Disney Springs, hang out at your pool, unpack, whatever. And then the next day you're gonna feel even worse. So kind of plan that to be kind of like a half day, because you're gonna definitely feel it when you go. And you're gonna be dreading having to drive back, but you know, it is what it is. And for us, it's a huge savings. When we drove, we had originally booked like a 6-night stay, and because we drove, we saved so much money that we actually were able to book like 5 more nights, and that was our longest trip. It was like 11 days, and we actually got to stay at a value, deluxe, and moderate that trip, and it was just a really cool trip that we were able to save that much money to do that. And then somebody asked, what is my favorite table service and what is my favorite quick service? And I'll go ahead and add in my favorite snack. My favorite snack is either the LeFou's Brew or the cinnamon roll at Gaston's. I always get 1 or 2 or 3 of those a trip. Thankfully, Aubrey's the only one that likes the LeFou's Brew, so she's the only one I have to share it with. I don't love the stuff on top, but I do like the drink itself, especially when you're hot. It's just so refreshing. And I just love Gaston's Tavern. It's just a really cute little area. And the cinnamon roll is giant. It is so big, and we can all share it, and it's just really, really good. It's a really good breakfast. And if you go back there to get it, like if you rope drop, ride a ride, and then go back there to get it, it's dead in Gaston's Tavern, and you can really enjoy it and like take some good pictures and stuff like that. What's your favorite snack, Trevor?
What?
What is your favorite snack at Disney?
Mickey bar.
Ugh.
What do you? Ugh.
What is my favorite quick service? I think Trevor and I will both agree on this one. Our last 2 trips we have eaten at the Satuli Canteen in Pandora, and we get the...
Tastes like South African.
I believe it's rice and quinoa. I could be wrong, but I think it's rice.
It is rice.
And steak with the dressing.
Vegetables.
And it's really, really good. And it's like, it doesn't feel like a quick service meal at all. It is just so flavorful and so good. And then we really liked, actually I don't think he liked it, but the cheesecake, the blueberry cheesecake that came with it, very, very good. One of our favorite meals, and it's affordable. And I like the fact that to get in there and sit inside in the AC, you have to have a meal, you have to have purchased a meal. So a bunch of people aren't just sitting there taking up the spots. Like it's a really, really good place to eat. Trevor and I were surprised because we both kind of looked at the dish and we're just like kind of a little bit nervous with like the rice and the dressing, but it all just goes together very, very well. So is that your favorite?
What?
Your favorite quick service?
The South African food?
The one at Pandora.
Satuli?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my favorite table service, and this is not gonna be a surprise to anyone, is Mama Melrose. I think that the steak there is amazing, and then they put it over top a macaroni and cheese, and it is just so good. And then I really like the kids' spaghetti and meatball cupcake. When we first went to Disney, it was a giant cupcake, like as big as my hand is open right now. And then they moved to these like 3 little mini ones, and that didn't go over well. So then now they're back to the big one, and I hope that they stay that way. I have never had a bad steak there. I had a friend that went, and they had horrible steak and horrible service, but I've had bad service there once. But it is just hands down my favorite restaurant, and for 6 of us to eat at Disney for under $100, it's a good place to go. And I think I can guess what Trevor's is.
What?
T-Rex.
What?
Your favorite table service.
T-Rex.
Yeah. But I don't think he likes it for the food necessarily. I think he likes it for the ambiance.
There's a big old dinosaur in the middle. You go, rah!
And just the, like, I think it's a nostalgia for him because that's like the first restaurant we went to. That's typically a restaurant we go to pretty much every single trip. It's just one of those places that we always go. And obviously if you're not on the dining plan, get a Landry's card and try to go to Disney during a month when it's someone in your family's birthday, because you're gonna save 50 bucks on doing that. We really, really like that restaurant. It's really, really fun. List of the most annoying things at Disney. We've all gone to Disney. We've all planned this vacation. We've all spent a crap ton of money on this vacation. You are not any different than anyone else. When it rains, it sucks, but it rains. That's Mother Nature. That's nothing that a Disney cast member did to you, so don't take it out on them. or just people being nasty in general to cast members. I just don't understand it. I feel so bad for these people. I see it happen all the time. I will never forget. There was a time that I think Trevor was walking next to me and we were walking through Mickey's PhilharMagic area, and there was a child who was an adult. He was probably 16, 15, and he was punching his mom. A cast member came in and he was swinging at the cast member and yelling and getting in his dad's face, and it was just like one of those situations where I was just like, wow, like that cast member did nothing wrong and they're, you know, getting attacked. I see people get mad all the time because they didn't plan themselves accordingly, or they don't have a fast pass and they think that they should have a fast pass, and just the way that they yell and scream at the cast members, I just think that those people are heaven sent. And to sit in the heat all day and deal with people that can be less than perfect, it's a tough job, and I just cannot imagine doing it, especially probably because they're not getting paid that much. I think people that have strollers and stop in the middle of the walkway, it's like, come on people, like just keep moving, don't stop. And we have a big stroller, like I get it, and we have a lot of kids, I get it, but just pull off to the side and just deal with everything right there. I think people that aren't, you know, listening to the cast members, they're either telling you to walk off to the side or get your bags ready for bag check or have your magic band ready or whatever. Like, just listen to the cast members and do as they say. Like, there'll be people that go and, you know, Monsters Inc. laugh floor, whatever, people will go in and stop. It's like, no, go all the way to the end. We have to all fill in here. They're trying to get as many people through here as possible. It's so annoying, but it's just the entitlement. You know, some people think that they're better than one another. It's like, we've all paid for this expensive vacation. We're all planning this vacation. We're all hot. We're all tired. Our kids are all fighting. Just try to enjoy it. You know, our first trip, I got caught up in, you know, all the drama with our hotel and everything, and I was having a horrible time and I was letting it bring me down, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is Disney World. And over time, I've truly learned to chill out a little bit. And I mean, I won't lie, I get frustrated with my kids when they're not, you know, getting up early in the morning and getting ready to go so that we can rope drop. And we do get, you know, fight and aggravated and all that stuff, but just try to enjoy it. Try to sit down and really think about what's going on. Disney is truly our happy place. It's where I'm cut off from work, my husband is cut off from work, the kids only have each other, and we just really, really enjoy it and have such a good time. And I just love the fact that from my 5-year-old to my 14-year-old, they all just can be kids and laugh and have fun and enjoy. You know, there's something for everybody. You know, Trevor may enjoy more of the historical aspects of Disney World and researching and the thrill rides, while Ellie, you know, is all up in the princesses and all that stuff. And it's just so cool to see them all and just stop for a minute and take a moment to look and watch your kids. Like, sometimes, like, I'll get one-on-one time with like Ellie or Casey, and we'll go off and have like, you know, an hour while the other ones are riding bigger rides or whatever. And it's just really cool to get to experience that, you know. Trevor and I get to ride, I won't ride Rock and Roller Coaster with him, but like we'll ride Everest together, and you know, Ellie and I will get to ride Dumbo together, and it's a lot of fun if you just stop and smell the roses.